Okay, hello guys. So I've been getting a lot of questions lately about how I get such clear quality video out of Final Cut Pro X. So I thought I'd make a quick little video showing you the beginning to end process of how I do my videos. It's going to be as fast as I can. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I've already opened Final Cut Pro X. I've got tons of video and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new project. Now normally when I create a new project, unless I'm editing iGalaxy, I have this set to use automatic settings. It just makes it way easier, and we'll just name this project video test, and we'll make the default event 70 to 200 for our event. So next thing we're going to go over and do is we're going to select some footage. I'm going to bring this into the timeline, so let me find something I know I can color grade pretty fast and it'll look good. So normally what I use, let me go ahead and find, I'll go ahead and get this right here. This looks like some decent footage I could color grade. So this uses a really flat picture style, and that's how I'm able to color grade so well. So what I'll go over to do is I'll go over to either I pick between Magic Bullet Looks, Magic Bullet Mojo, or I'll use the color. Today I feel like using the color. Most of the time it's either in between Looks or Color. Mojo's if I'm doing a really fast project and need something. So what I'll do is I will go over and I will create two different things. The first color correction will be for contrast. So I'll add some contrast back in, add a little bit to the top, not too much. Bring that down a slight amount, and then I'll go over to color over here. And this is usually what I do, kind of have a cross-process look. So I'll take my blues, I'll usually bring them up here. I'll bring my yellows down here a little bit. I'll do this right here, add a little bit of reds in. Just a tiny bit, add a little bit more blue. I'm actually gonna bring the exposure down a little bit because it's a little bright for my taste. And then what happens is I'll let the video render out. So this is a quick little test, and just to show you guys the before and after with the color tab. That's with, that's without, with, and there, as you guys can see, there's a huge difference. Also go ahead and show you guys an example of this clip. So let me go ahead and bring this down into the timeline down here again. And I'll do another edit, but this time I'll be using Magic Bullet Looks. So let me go over here and let this load up. Sorry, my computer's getting a little slow. I've got a lot of stuff open. It probably doesn't help that I'm recording my screen. So let me go and close Spotify, Pages, this. Okay, that should help out a little bit. So I'll go ahead and drag Magic Bullet Looks over here. And then it'll go up here, press edit. Okay, it's gonna pull it up, give it a second. Anyway, so we got that pulled up, and we'll just use, what do I normally use? What's a good one? We'll mess around with Blockbuster. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take auto shoulder. I usually don't do auto shouldering. Go ahead and fix the curves because it's a little bit too contrasty. A little bit too much highlights added in. Bring the highlights down, bring some darks in back into it. Also, I'll take off the vignette because it's a little bit too dramatic. Go ahead and see. Actually, I'll bring that vignette down. I'll take the strength of the vignette down so it won't be quite as bad. And I'll add some more back to the curves up here. Add a little bit back in. Diffusion, go ahead and take some diffusion off. Shouldering, and what I'll do is I'll add some more stuff back in. Let me go ahead and add. Let's see, what did I do? Okay, for the vignette, I'll bring the exposure compensation up a little bit. There we go. And the vignette, I'll add a little bit more strength too. And that looks pretty good, so I'll go ahead and call that finish. So I'll give you two slightly different looks. They're both pretty similar. So I'll go ahead and play that. Sorry, the frame rate, it's dropping frames. Well, anyways, we'll go to color, and we'll click on this one over here, and we'll enable and disable Magic Bullet Looks just so you can see what it looks like the before, after. You can see there's a huge difference. So I use both of these softwares. They're both, depending on how you like it. I can grade pretty good in either or. Also Mojo, I'll actually pull up a thing of Mojo. Let me just grab a different clip, for example. So I'll grab this one over here, make it get a pretty short clip, that way it doesn't take too long to render. Anyways, I'll go ahead and put this over here, and we'll bring in Magic Bullet Mojo. Let me grab in Mojo. And Mojo does a pretty decent job, but let's go ahead and Command Z that and add, I don't know, let's add a war. Let's add an Optimus. So this is kind of a Transformers look for the load. Give this a second, my computer's a little slow. Go over here. Anyways, though, so while Final Cut is finishing this stuff out, okay. Okay, guys, I'm back, and finally Final Cut caught up. Anyways, so I added Magic Bullet looks, or Magic Bullet Mojo to this last clip, and what I did was, it's just kind of a quick color correction. This is very fast, and usually gives you pretty good results. It's also very cheap. I believe it's $50. It's actually $19 if you're a student. That's another good thing. Anyways, it gets you some pretty good results and some pretty good color pretty good color grading for the money. So anyways, these are the three options. So let me go ahead, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and delete this one, and just to show you guys what I rendered out. And just to show you guys all these three different clips, I'll go ahead and I will, let's see, go ahead and I'll share these. So what I do when I export my videos is I go to Media, and then I go to Export Media, share Export Media, and then make sure you have H.2.64. This is what you use when you're uploading to YouTube. Although if you do have, if you're like sending it out to After Effects, I always use Apple ProRes 422 HQ. But since we are not sending it out to any other editing software, I'm using H.2.64 as a finishing codec. I will press Next, and then we'll do test video, and I'll save this to my desktop. And right after this gets done exporting, it should export pretty fast for the most part. As soon as this gets done exporting, I will have the clip afterwards.